Hello everyone, welcome back to Science Free. Today we will be starting our first tutorial on transposition in math. What is transposition? Well, transposition is an operation in math, which we use to rearrange formulas to find missing terms. A letter X is often used to indicate a missing term in math which we seek to find. Here is an example of how useful transposition is. Say we have a rectangle with its length and width given. We want to calculate its area, so we use the formula, length times width. The given length of the rectangle is 20. The width is 16. Multiplying 20 by 16 we get 320. The area equals 320. What if we only had the area and the given length only? We would have to use transposition to find the missing term, which is the width. To find the width of this rectangle we would have to use the formula A equals length times width. We know the area, so we just plug in what we already know. We also know the length, so we plug in the length. We don't know what the width is, but it is being represented by an x, so we still plug it into the formula. In case you're wondering what does the dot between 20 and x mean, well, it's just another way of writing multiplication. In transposition, we always observe the sign and the number that is beside the missing term, which is a letter. Next, we do the opposite base on the operation sign we are working with. We want to find x, 20 is being separate from x by a multiplication sign. We want to move the number from beside the missing term and divide what the equation is equal to into it. We have to move the number from beside the letter we want to find and leave the letter alone on one side. So because the number 20 is being multiplied by the letter we want to find, we have to divide the number after the equal sign into the number that is beside the letter. We divide 320 into 20. We divide because the opposite of multiplying is to divide. Dividing 320 into 20 we get 16. So that's how useful transposition in math is. Because as you can see, if we didn't know what the width was equal to, that's the point when we would have to apply transposition to find the missing value. Now that we have looked at how useful transposition is, it's now time for us to get right into this tutorial and start off with some basics. So here we have 2 plus x equals 16. X is a number, but we don't know what x is. We focus on the number that is beside the letter. We want to move the number from beside the letter and place it behind the number after the equal sign. As you can see, the number and letter is being separated by a plus sign, so we do the opposite, which is to minus. So we minus 16 from 2, leaving x on one side. Minus 2 from 16 we get 14. So x is 14. So because we now know what x is, we can now substitute the value of x in the previous equation. The equation is equal to 16. X was a number we didn't know, but after we found x and now place its value back in the equation, we got the equation to equal to 16 after adding 2 plus the value of x, which is 14. So here we now have an equation of 5 plus y equals 28, and we need to transpose to find what y is. We want to remove the 5 beside the letter we want to find. And as you can see, the 5 and y is being separated by a plus sign. We have to now move the 5 from beside the letter we want to find and bring it to the right hand side behind the number which comes after the equal sign and minus 5 from it. We are now left with y equals 28 minus 5. Minus 5 from 28, we get 23. So we found y to be 23. Substituting the value for y in the original equation and add 5 to it, we get back the original answer of 28. For this equation, we have y minus 9 equals 17, and we want to make y the subject. We again focus on the sign. Because it's a minus sign, we want to move this 9 from beside the letter to the right and plus it with the number to which the equation is equal to. We have y equals 17 plus 9. And that equals 26. Whenever you see a number closely beside a letter, that means that number is being multiplied by that letter. A letter is a number, but we don't know what it is, so we use a letter to represent the unknown number. For example, here we have 2 being multiplied by an unknown number x. What if we have 2 being multiplied by an unknown number x equals 15, and we want to make x the subject? We need to focus on the number that is beside the letter we want to find. That number is 2. Because the 2 is being multiplied by the letter we want to find the value for, we move 2 over the right-hand side and divide the number after the equal sign into it. We do division because the opposite of multiplying is to divide. "15 divides into 2 equals 7.5, so we found x to be 7.5. Since we now know what x is, we can now multiply 2 by 7.5. We get 15. What about this one? We have 3y equals 36. We want to make y the subject to find out what number y is. You can pause this video and try to work this one out. Okay, we want to focus on what number is beside the letter we want to find, and also the sign between them. Because they are being multiplied, we want to move the number from beside the letter we want to find to the right and divide the number after the equal sign, which is 36, into it. "36 divides into 3 equals 12. So the value of y is 12. What about this one? We have 4x minus 2 equals 6. We want to make x the subject. When transposing, we want to always get rid of the subtracted and added terms first. The number 2 is being separated from 4x with a minus sign. Because it's a minus sign, we want to move 2 to the right and plus it with a number after the equal sign. So now we are left with 4x on the left-hand side and 6 plus 2 on the right-hand side. Adding 6 plus 2, we get 8. So now we have 4x equals 8. And now finalize and make x the subject. We have to notice that the number 4 is being multiplied by the x. And the opposite of multiplying is to divide. So we just move the number from beside the letter we want to find to the right and divide the number after the equal sign into it. We are left with x on one side. And 8 divides into 4 on the other side. So dividing 8 into 4, we get 2. Substituting the value of x in the original equation, we still get the equation to be equal to 6. Four times 2 gives 8. 2 minus 8, we get 6. What about this one? We have 3 multiplying by a number t plus 2 equals 38. Make t the subject of the formula. Again, we want to always get rid of the subtracted and added terms first. Here we have a plus sign, and it separates 3t and 2. We want to move 2 over on the right hand side behind the number that comes after the equal sign and minus the 2 from it, because the opposite of adding is to subtract. Two from 38 gives 36. So now we are left with only 3t on one side and 36 on the other. We want to move 3 from beside the letter we want to find and divide the number after the equal sign into it, which is 36. 36 divides into 3 equals 12, so t is 12. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, or you can reach us by our email in the description. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you will be notified of the tutorials we will be uploading weekly.